It's time to work on the Quantum3D AAlchemy systems, and I have two of them, and this one is in a pretty rough shape, but this one is complete, and here we have the power supply. It's restored, it's recapped. So in this video I will put this one out of the rack, put it on the bench, install the power supply, put in all the parts that I need to install Windows 2000 and get it up and running. The Quantum3D AAlchemy is a 4U chassis and the system is a dual Pentium 3 933 MHz. We have 8 sticks of 512 MB SD RAM for a total of 4 GB. The motherboard supports 8. We have a lot of PCI slots, even an ISA slot. Very big cooling here. So let's install the power supply. Then I will look for the drives that I want to install. I want to have another video card, maybe some other expansion card. Let's remove the floppy cable because this is a way too long cable and I have way shorter cable, so I'm gonna replace that. But I will put this in the box with original parts. And also we have SCSI here on board, and I want to turn this machine into a SCSI machine because that's way better and I love SCSI. The power supply is really massive. That's because it's two power supplies in one. You have the power supply that runs the motherboard and the cards and the drives, and then you have these special cables to the Quantum3D special video card. We have two power connectors on the motherboard, but you only need to use one of them. When the final configuration is in the system, I will cable management this system completely, because this will be my show machine and the other machine will be my machine to play with. This one will be really nice and tight in terms of cabling. Now comes a quite annoying part of the system, that's the power button, because we have a power button with like high voltage power here instead of a soft switch, because with this method switching the two power supplies on that are in here is easier. Dian Thunder 2500, CPU Intel Pentium 3 933, and it's now counting the memory. And it has 4 GB of memory, so it will count for a while. I can skip it, but let's just have it count it all, because the system needs to know that it has a lot of memory. So I think it's time to find other hardware to put in this system. Because now we have an NVIDIA Fanta 60 MB as a 2D card and I want to have something better in it. Processor serial number enabled. Oh, we gotta disable it. That was a big scandal back in the days. ESA graphics device installed. No. That would be funny, running this system with an ESA video card. So let's find some parts to put in the system. Here's a box of 3DFX, but the cards that are in the system are stored somewhere else. So let's see what's in this box. Here we have SCSI cards, and it already has an LSI SCSI card on board. And this box is Matox video cards. We need that one. PCI sound cards. I have a lot of Sound Blaster Lives. Mouses. Here's my original Microsoft mouse, which I got for my birthday for my Pentium 3 system. So yeah, I think we're gonna use this mouse by the system. Here we have slot CPUs, but the 933s in the systems are perfectly fine, so I don't gonna upgrade that. Oh, here we have network cards, a lot of 3coms, but there's already network on board, so I don't need a network card. Here we have a box of ESA sound cards, so let's see. Here we have an AWE64 Colt. Should I put it in? It would be epic. Because I cannot go to a LAN party with this machine. So we need to have some epic hardware in it. Here's some random hardware, but this card is a little bit of a wreck. So yeah, not sure what I'm gonna do with this one. There are screws missing. Here we have SCSI converters and other small parts. Not sure yet if I need it, like terminators and stuff. And here's a full box of SCSI cables. So let's put that also on the workbench so I can find the correct cables to use. I think this server floppy cable will fit the build. I found some potential video cards for the system from Nvidia. Here we have two GeForce Ones. Here we have a Diamond Viper V770 with a Riva TNT2. Or this GeForce 2, and I think all the cards have 32 MB of memory. But I think I prefer a Matrox video card in this system as 2D card with also 3D support. I really love Matrox and I have a full box of it. And this is a Matrox 450. This is a dual card for extra displays with a special cable. Here we have a Parilia, a Matrox G400 dual head. Here we have a Matrox 550.
Here we have a Matrox G200 with extra memory module, a Matrox G100, another G200, another Parilia, and a G400 Max, also a really nice card, another G400 Max, and a 650, a G400, and the rest are, I think, PCI cards.
I don't want to go with digital monitors, I want to have two CRTs on it. So I think the Parilias and the 450 are a bit too new, and I don't need to have like extreme performance out of it, but I still need to game on it for like Quake and Unreal Tournament and titles like that. And G400 Max would be nice. I'm not sure if I really need this card, or maybe I can just use the Matrox G550, because the current Nvidia is also a really small card, so that will match it. Yeah, I think I will just try it out with the Matrox G550, and I think this has 32 MB. And if in the future this card is not what I want from it, I will just upgrade it. I like that it's a really small card, because here will be a really huge ass video card with 8 Voodoo 5 chips on it. No artifacts, so yeah, the card is working. This is the original drive configuration, a Sony CD-ROM, I think it's a 40 speed, and here a swappable IDE rack, but this swappable IDE rack has like ATA 6633 problems, so that's not the best stable solution. So both drives are IDE, and I prefer SCSI in this system because dual CPUs, 4 GB of memory, yeah, that must be a SCSI system. So let's show you what I'm thinking to upgrade to. Oh, and of course we have a floppy drive that sits in here. From Dave I got this NEC 32 speed CD-ROM player SCSI. Let's install that in the system. And for the hard drive, let's go completely nuts and crazy. I have this Maxtor Atlas 15K 73 GB Ultra 320 SCSI hard drive. Yeah, that's overkill. Probably I need to cool this hard drive, but let's first try out if it works. And turning this into a SCSI system would be really expensive back in the days. I have this really nice short cable to connect the hard drive and the CD-ROM player, but the CD-ROM player is 50 pin. So I need to have a converter like this, and this was really expensive back in the days. Also here we have active termination on the cable, that was also really expensive. But this cable has one pin that is like a bit shorter. So it's a damaged cable. So I'm gonna try it out, but probably it won't work. And if it won't work, I will replace it by a longer cable. And you need to be really careful with SCSI cables because they are pretty fragile. This is a terrible idea with hard drive under it, but let's try it out. Ctrl C to go into the SCSI BIOS. Scanning for devices. Device properties, restore defaults. That's always good to do. We have a Maxtor Atlas 15K on ID 0 and the neck is on ID 5. Is this an Ultra 160 controller? I was thinking it was only Ultra 2 wide. Nice. But that probably means that we need to load drivers for Windows 2000. So that's less nice. And it's a dual channel SCSI controller. The hard drive was showing up as a 20 megabyte SCSI device instead of 160. So maybe in combination with this cable together with CD-ROM player it won't work. So I gonna figure that out. Okay, I gonna do the configuration different and put this one on the second channel on its own cable because it is messing the configuration up. So we have two 68-pin connectors on the motherboard, one for the hard drive and then we need to split it off to the CD-ROM player. So we can use a 50-pin cable like this and then we need an active terminator, or put it, the termination on the drive itself. And then we need a converter to 68-pin. That will make it really complicated and really expensive back in the days. But the problem is this connector won't fit on the motherboard because there are IDE connectors next to it and memory banks, and this cable won't work. So we can use another 68-pin cable and then this converter on the drive, but I think I'm making it way too complicated because we have a perfectly fine working CD-ROM player IDE in here. Not sure if I'm gonna make this system full SCSI. I think it's just better to use the IDE drive for the CD-ROM player and SCSI for the hard drive, instead of making a complete mess of the cabling and converters and all kinds of troubles. I think there's a reason why I didn't use CRT monitors for a while. My desk is getting full. The drive bay installation and removable is a complete hell. It's completely terrible design, so I hate it. I found a damaged cable here. Oh shit. The CD player is working, but the SCSI drive, I think the cable is bad. But let's see if it finds the drive or needs drivers. We need to have the drivers for the onboard SCSI controller. That sucks a little bit. I made a driver diskette for the SCSI controller. F6 to load a diskette. Setup could not determine the type of one of the more mass storage devices installed in your system. You have to choose manual, specify an adapter currently, blah blah blah. Specify is S. Please insert the diskette in drive A. It's reading the diskette now. Sign BIOS Ultra D PCI. Enter. Loading the files. I really like this SCSI hard drive because it's totally not running hot. It keeps cool, so probably I don't need active cooling for the drive. But probably I can make like an air duct over here, so I can push a little bit air here over the edge and then cool the hard drive. I think that's the most simple way to do it. Then I can also keep this front panel here in place. Then it looks original, but the SCSI drive is on top of here. I think that will work pretty well. It detected the drive and it has now two partitions. Will I keep it that way? Yeah, probably. And the nice thing about this Windows 2000 installation is it is completely automatic, including all the driver updates up to 2013. Windows 2000 is installed without any issues. Oh wait, the mouse is not working. So I installed a PS2 mouse. So probably the USB is not working. The two CPUs are installed. All the memory is detected. Hardware, device manager. Okay, the Intel network card needs a new driver. And something with the HP controller. But the USB seems okay. It looks like the USB is not working, and to be honest, I don't really need it on a system like this. But to install the drivers and not make a driver floppy, I can install this 3COM905B, which works for sure in Windows 2000. Then I can load in the drivers and get the onboard network card running. Hardware, device manager, and we have the 3COM network card installed.
We need this one and this one. Copy. New folder, drivers.
Let's install the video card. Oh, nothing detected. I ran into memory resource problems with the system. That's why the network card was not working and the HP bus was not working. What I have done is I pulled out memory sticks. First I went back to 1 GB and then everything worked. So I'm now back to 3 GB memory in the system. So only 6 memory banks are filled now. And now the VGA adapter is detected. So I don't think you can run this system, to be honest, with 8 memory sticks. There are more people with issues with this kind of system with large memory support and filling all the banks. So probably I think there's a limit of 6 sticks on this platform. And also all the server works dual Pentium 3 systems I have seen from other brands run with 6 memory banks instead of 8. So I think the last 2 memory banks are hacked together by tying on this motherboard, Matrox Millennium G550. So let's see, device manager, and everything is now working without any errors. Settings, advanced, adapter, monitor, 85 Hz. That's better than the 60 Hz on a CRT. 15K SCSI hard drives can run very hot. So what I have done is made this air duct. So the cooling goes now over here and over the hard drive. And the hard drive is way cooler than before. And there are big 12 centimeter fans in the front. And I just use the top part of it to blow in here, and this is made out of carton and some plastic and a lot of tape, and it works pretty well. The problem with this case is that there is not a good spot for the hard drive. If they would make like a hard drive bay inside of here in the airflow, that would be epic. But now this will work, and luckily this this bulkhead is not to the top, so the air easily passes over. Right now only the Matrox G550 is installed, and I installed Need for Speed 5, Half-Life, Unreal Tournament and Return to Castle Wolfenstein, and they run perfectly fine on this card with decent frame rate. So the Matrox G550, you can really game on it, and it is like half speed of a GeForce 2. But still, if I just game in 800 by 600, I can play all the titles up to 1999. It's time to install the big boy. And we have a VGA port here and some Ethernet ports, but they are not Ethernet ports. That is to link more than one card. Here we have 8 video chips, and they are from the Voodoo 5, but then 8 times. Per chip we have 32 MB of memory. There's also a version with 64 MB of memory per chip. This is the 8232, and I also have an 8132. And the difference is the 82 card does 2 things per clock cycle, and the 81 card only 1. So this one has a bit more performance. And here you have really big power connectors for the special power cables. Do not lick this card. Yeah, let's install this. There are bridges here, and there's also a variant with 2 PCBs. So there will be an extra PCB here in between, and then you have 16 VSA 100 chips. Yeah, that's a bit crazy. So probably if I ever find another 8232, I will double stack them, just because I can. Right now we have a lot of expansion slots free in the system, but that will be over soon. This card only uses a normal PCI slot, but as you can see it's so wide that it blocks almost all the ports. So let's install it. And now the system is almost full. Here we have one PCI 6433 MHz slot, but it is almost blocked by this card. So maybe if you have like a super small network card, it can fit, but probably not. And on this side we have one ISA slot shared with a 64-bit 33 MHz slot and one 64-bit 66 MHz slot free, and that's all. But we have sound on board, network on board, and a VGA adapter here, so we don't really need more than that. Of course we can install a sound card to have a better card. I will wait with the AW64, but that will be later in the system, probably not in this video. But one thing we still need to do is here we have an air duct with a 92mm fan, and you need to position that it blows into the card for the cooling, but it is not connected yet, so I need to do that. So let's lift my air duct out of the way. Okay, put the duct back. Probably I need to make a better duct. And Casper already said, yeah, you need a 3D printer. No, I don't need one. I just need more tape and paper and plastic stuff. It's perfect. You don't need to have a 3D printer to make a duct like this. But it would be nice. I have everything in the system for now. Too bad we can't use 8 memory sticks. 3 GB memory is also really nice. You should never run the system without a top cover, because it needs to have the airflow. So I will just put some plexiglass on top of it, so you can still see into it, but then the airflow is correct. I don't want to damage any parts. And I think I gonna measure up like this size and get a plexiglass plate that can go on top, so I have like a showcase plexiglass top for if I put it on a LAN party or in a somewhere where people can look inside and still have the system running. It found new hardware. Let's go to the device manager. Multimedia video controller. Okay, interesting. Here I have drivers and tools on a CD-ROM, so let's install the card. We have the AA5 XP patch, but I probably never will run XP on this machine. OpenGVS, that is a real-world benchmark. Quantum3D AA5 Alchemy version 4.6. I think this is the driver. Is there a README? Yeah, Quantum3D AA5 drivers released 4.6 May 2004. Windows found a driver for this device. To install the driver, press next. Restart your computer. Let's see. Properties. Hardware. Device manager. Display adapters. Matrox. Quantum3D AA5 PCA. AA5 8232SB. This monitor is on the Matrox G550 and this monitor is on the Quantum3D EE5 card. Test. It's working! Yes! Anti-aliasing. Off 4 subsample, 8 subsample. Apply, OK. Test. Nice. This is pretty epic, and it was really easy to set this system up. Yeah, I had some SCSI issues because of the cable, but that's pretty normal. That's not the fault of the system. And the memory issues, but with 6 sticks everything is okay. Oh, I love it. As you can see, the Quantum3D AA5 card looks so much better than the Matox G550. It's just so much different. I have 3 games running on the AA5, and the first game is Return to Castle Wolfenstein. I really like how the game looks. It has a nice bright image with, yeah, it just looks great. So let's kill some Nazis.
Yes. Ah, there you are. Tracker. Is everything all right down there?
It has some problems with the gun flash textures, but for the rest it looks incredible. Let's get some better weapons, an MP40. It runs really nice. Maybe it will run a little bit better on 4x AA instead of 8x. But I think I can play through the whole game in this mode. Ah, Mauser rifle. I like games with rifles. Mission failed. And the next game is Quake 2. And for this game I had to replace some DLLs for the OpenGL. Quake 2 looks really great and runs great. It's perfect gaming experience. So let's get the shotgun. Some ammo. So let's head back. It runs so smooth, it's just amazing.
Reporting 80% failing outside track. Don't indicate possible camouflage access in sector 432.
I don't see any rendering faults in the game, so yeah, Quake 2 is a great match for the AA5 card. I can play this game all day, so let's go to the next game, because I was quite amazed that it was working, and that is the greatest game ever. And that is of course Half-Life. Half-Life run on the AA5. So, love it. I really like the colors in Half-Life. It just looks so great. Really bright colors, and the image is also nice and bright. And the 8xAA really smooths out all the lines in the corners. And I really loved this part of Half-Life when I was first playing it. With this big elevator and all the head crabs that are crashing down. I was really impressed when I was playing this on my Pentium 1. Whoops. I think stairs are the most deadly enemies in games. This was also a really hard part in Half-Life. And the best trick is to jump into the cables and not into the depth. So yeah, but as you can see, 3 games are running great, and I think I will play through all the games on this card. I mean, it looks amazing, and I haven't played Half-Life and Quake 2 and Return to Castle Wolfenstein for a while. This is so freaking cool that the system is running. I mean, it's running Half-Life on the AA5 cards. It's just amazing. I never knew before that Half-Life was possible, because there's not much information about this system. So I will make a video where I explain how I got every game running, where I try more things out, where I run really the benchmarks and everything, and maybe just the demos, and then captured on my VGA capture setup. So I will do a lot more videos about this system, but I think this video will be long enough already. I filmed more than 3 hours, so that is a lot of editing to do, and yeah, we will see much more of this system. And it was pretty easy to get it up and running, to be honest. Thanks for watching, and if you like to support me, you can support me monthly on Patreon or use my Amazon affiliated links. And I'm gonna play some more Half-Life, so see you later. If you like to see more videos of me, please click one of the 3 videos now on screen.
I'm afraid we'll be deviating a bit from standard analysis procedures today, Gordon.
Yes, but with good reason.